You've probably heard it 1,000 times. Solo queue is the real grind. But what if I told you, playing with a full 5-man squad might actually improve your Mobile Legends skills faster than playing alone? This video is not about my gameplay, so don't focus the match. I just showed the gameplay because you guys might feel bored when I explain. So just pay attention more in explanation than the match, okay? It's about this. If your goal is to get better at the game, not just climb faster, then 5-man might be your secret weapon. By the way, I heard that this is new early game rotation in this new meta, so I wanted to try this rotation, and I think it's not so bad in reaching in level 4 quickly. So let's start why 5-man is better than solo queue in terms of skill, fun, and even grinding stars fast. So, let's start with solo queue. Yes, in this video, I'm not supporting the solo. But I gotta tell you this, that it is not totally worst in terms of improving skill. In fact, solo queue sharpens your mindset. You learn to adapt under pressure. You learn to carry without help. You learn to predict chaos, play with strangers, and turn the impossible into a win. And yes, those are real skills. But here's the truth. Solo queue makes you good, but 5-man makes you great. I was both solo player and now 5-man player back in the days. And trust me guys, I found the real meaning and understanding of the game in 5-man, rather than solo game where there's no any sense of actual macro. In solo, you will definitely sharpen your micro skills by a greater amount, but not the macro skills, because to play the game with full macro ideas, we need to have the cooperation of our teammates, and that is definitely not going to happen in solo queue, because y'all know what kind of species you'll get in solo games. And yeah, if you want, then you can just touch some parts of macro ideas, but there are so many macro chapters which requires the support of your teammates, and in solo, it's impossible. But unlike in solo, in 5-man you can learn micro and macro both. You unlock a different level of learning like real coordination, disciplined rotations, and team synergy. It's where you stop just playing the game and start understanding it. So yes, solo improves your micro but not the macro. But if you want to truly grow, then step into the squad. That's where your next level begins. I'm not here to argue over different players' opinions. I'm just here to share what is valuable things that you need. So no need to argue over this or that is better. The idea is simple. Solo queue is hard, unbalanced, frustrating. You will not learn anything, but just be selfish player with decent mechanics. Fight with randoms and ruin your day. And lastly, your mostly win rate is below 60, but not everyone, because they are actually good ones. I'm just talking about majority players. Whereas 5-man is disciplined progress. That's why the game is also 5v5. If it was made for only solo, then it would be 1v1. That means you can only progress and unlock your full potential in 5-man cooperative synergy, not in solo selfish ways. As because you're not John Wick or South Indian hero to fight with every big organizations, like in solo games. And 1v5 is easy only to crush low-skilled enemies. But if the pro enemies arrives, then you can't be like South Indian heroes. So, basically an easier way. In solo, you can practice many skills physically, like mechanics, reaction time, etc. But you can't learn mentally, like to make a proper strategic plans that impact and pressures for a long time, to the entire game. Because you cannot do everything by your own. You might kill many enemies, but do you think that killing's impact and pressures the game for a long time? Absolutely not. But in 5-man, you can practice both in physically and even mentally. Trust me guys, this is my own personal experience that I accumulated over these years. Compared to 5-man, I played solo rank for much longer, like way longer solo games than 5-man games. But sadly, I learned nothing in solo. I was stuck in Legend 3, and though I was dominant to my own level of that rank, but I couldn't surpass that Legend rank. I was struggling to climb even till Mythic. But after I joined the squad and started playing 5-man, it was not quick, but faster than ever before. We started to improve our synergies and leveled up, and now we are giving a hard time to global enemies and immortals. And this story is not so old once. It has only been 2 years that we started leveling up like crazy, in terms of skills, ranks, synergies and disciplines, and etc. And this doesn't mean that we can win every other 5-man opponents. But isn't it impressive growth? A guy who was struggling to climb even only in Mythic was able to give hard times to global squads, global heroes enemies, and high-skilled players in just 2 years. And this is not a fake story, my friend. In recent video, I already showed my old account and its win rates and the statistics. I was literally horrible in this game back then. But gradually in 5 men, I understood many things that I had never learned in course of those old times. So this is my story, and this story is still living within me. And with this story, I would love to encourage to join and learn many things from your friends and build a strong synergies among your friends. Again, remember, I'm not here to argue over different opinions of people. You might be correct in your own perspective and personal experiences, but my goal is not to convey you bad things. I just want you guys to improve drastically, just like me or any other players. And if you think there is better options in solos and you can improve better in solo games, then it's your way of becoming better. If it's helped you in terms of both micro and macro skills, then I'm more than happy to know this. But always remember, a great player is not only filled with physical attributes, which is micro, but a great player should have both physical and mental attributes, which is micro and macro. But sadly, in solo you can learn some macro, but not every macro skills, because it requires team cooperation. And whereas, in 5 men you can improve both micro and macro because of team cooperation and hard enemies. I already have been giving you how to maintain your discipline and synergies and macro-micro skills. You guys can learn from my old videos in my channel. That was a classic game, but the level of fights and the synergies of enemies and the team fights were better than some ranked games because they were high stars players and gave us a proper battle. So I decided to use that video as a background. But this is another video, and this is my old ranked match. Anyways, the topic is not about my gameplay, but our main topic is 5 men is better than solo rank, and it improves your skills both in macro and micro. And another reason is, in solo, you will be fighting the battle only when the game starts. But in 5 men, your battle is already started in draft phase. The drafting is so tricky that it's like as mini version of chess. You have to read and predict the enemy's pick from their bans, and even first pick. And this is extremely hard, which is great thing to improve your mental strength. As I already told you, that I learned many things when I started playing 5 men, and this is one of them. I mean, in solo ranks, there's no any studies of drafting. They will ban those heroes, which is really annoying to face themselves. Like if they want to play squishy hero, then they will ban one-shot heroes like Saber and Eudora. And if they want to play sustain heroes, then they will ban melting heroes like Carry, etc. I mean, they ban and pick according to their comforts. And this will not improve, but it will slowly make you dependent on one hero. And this way you will lose your versatility. In my case, I learned only 2 heroes for like 2 years, and that was Cho and Mia. But now gradually, I adapted other heroes as well, like Hayabusa, Ling, Joy, Suyo, Granger, and many others. So everyone remember this, that I just want you guys to improve more, just like me. I'm not giving you false advice. I told you those things which actually helped me to level up. So please try to understand my motive and don't be negative towards my positive motive towards you guys. And if you guys are convinced, then you can try to find new friends. So to find friends, I have been telling you since 1 week. Play solo ranks and invite the most skilled player from last match and make him your friend. And this way you continue to find 5 men friends. And who knows, you might even get a good friend not only in game, but outside the games too. Solo queue is great for testing your mental strength. But when it comes to real, structured improvement, 5-man wins every time. It's faster, cleaner, and far more focused. So if you're stuck in some rank and wondering why you're not getting better, maybe it's time to stop climbing alone. Team up, build synergy, improve together. That's how real progress happens. Like, subscribe and comment if you want more MLBB improvement guides. I'll be back after 2 days. So till then, stay safe and sound my G's and ladies.
घट्टा मारै सक्यो मारै सक्यो बाँचेन हौ मेरो त म त रातभरि
ल केटा गुड नाइट